was anything I saved this week because I
Exactly. Exactly.
put the phone down.
Haha.
So what's going on?
Not a whole lot there, chum. What's going on with
Yeah,
you?
I know, right? Nothing much.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Right. Just hanging in there. That little cat in the poster. Just hanging in there.
That cat in the poster? Oh, gross.
You're gross.
Hey, man. It's not nice.
That isn't nice. I know. I'm sorry.
Accurate, but it's not very nice.
I feel like I'm hunching over every time I'm doing this. Probably because I am. Yeah, back to hunching. There we go.
Raise that shit up, dog.
I
Raise
can't.
that shit up. Oh.
I mean, I could. But I can't. It makes sense if you don't think about it.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Do anything cool this week?
Went and saw Taylor Swift on Friday.
That is actually kind of cool. How was that?
It's fucking phenomenal.
Really?
Yeah, dude. Like, it was one of the best shows I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah?
The stage production alone is tremendous, like Super Bowl level.
Uh-huh.
Like, at one point in one of the songs, so she played for 3 hours and 11 minutes nonstop,
Damn.
which is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Multiple set dressings, multiple outfits, all sorts of crazy shit, right? And I have some pictures I can show you when we're in real life. Because it's hard to show you like on the phone and all that fun stuff. And I could send you a bunch of stuff, but whatever. Anyways, you saw a couple of pictures I took from the arena or whatever. But at one point, one of the songs, and I can't remember what song it was, but I think it was off of her Folklore album. But the transition from like one song to the other, she disappears. She goes through a hole in the stage, bonkers.
Did she just get lowered?
Yeah, so the stage is modular. It's fucking wild. So it's the shape of a T, obviously Taylor, right? With a diamond shape in the middle. And that's where like a lot of the focus happens. A lot of the songs is on that diamond because it's in the middle of the arena. So there's parts of the stage that raise and lower, and the whole stage is a screen.
Oh,
It
cool.
complete like full on images, not just like lights up, full on images.
Cool.
So one of the times she's doing it, when she comes on the stage for the first time, she gets raised up on the platform, and then her backup dancers and backup singers are around her on the regular stage, but the side of the platform is also a screen, so it mirrors what's happening on the stage. It's fucking wild. So we thought that was the only part. Later on, a whole middle section of the diamond raises up in different levels, and also has screens on the side of them.
Okay.
Wild. Anyways, so she gets on one song, she goes underneath. Apparently there's a video which I have to find that Paige told me about, where they showed off the fact they have this like chute system that brings her from one side of the stage to the other so she can change.
A chute system?
Yeah, so she lays on this platform and it like shoots her off to the other end of the stage.
Like shoots her off. I'm thinking like a slide. I'm sitting here thinking like Taylor Swift is just like fucking sliding between
I mean, maybe.
the sides of the stage.
Well,
Okay.
after one of her songs, she dove into the stage and swam to the other side.
So I was actually that's kind of what I was gonna ask about when you were done with your story here, because I saw an article at a glance that said that she had a weird way of ending her show or something like that. It looked like she was diving into something.
Yeah, so the stage, again, it's a big long shaped T. The top part with I don't know what that's called on the top of the T, but that's where the main stage is. It's where the band performs. The body of the T comes down to that diamond shape, and then very at the bottom has like the, the classic like font T is like the T with the little bars on top and the foot, the bottom of the T. You know what I'm talking about?
You're talking about lowercase t?
No, uppercase T. Like a fancy font T has like I think the Texas
you mean like
Rangers.
Times New Roman?
Yeah. It has the little foot.
Okay, fair. Yeah.
And then like
okay.
the thing goes up, right? And then comes up and it has a little. Anyways, so that's kind of like the shape of it, right? So the very bottom of the T, the stage, she does 2 songs solo acoustic, which is bonkers, by the way, because she's playing Cardinal Stadium, and she's on a stage by herself with a piano or a guitar, singing songs to a stadium full of people.
Okay.
Just unreal to look at. Anyways, she finishes those songs. She does one more, I think, at that point, and then you hear the sounds of like rushing water, and the stage fills with water on the screens. Then a section of it opens up. Whoa. Excuse me, if throat's dry. I have water. I slept on my back, which really fucked my throat up for some reason.
Wait, what?
I slept.
Say it again.
I slept on my back.
Slept on my back, and you fucked your throat up.
Yeah, because it got really dry somehow. I don't know, dude. It was fucked up. Anyways.
Okay.
Like, I promise you, I'm not sick. It's just my throat's all congested from something.
It does sound like you are pretty dry. Yes.
Yeah, it's fucking wild. Water.
Get some water.
But yeah, a section of it opens up, and she full on dives into the hole, and then it matches the dress she was wearing. A version of her swims up the stage.
Oh.
All the way to the other end.
Okay.
Fucking crazy, dude. Anyways, so back to the other song I was talking about. So she finishes one song. She leaves the stage through a platform in the diamond area. And then the transitions, usually when it goes from transition, she's changing outfits, they do like a little intro music, and it switches a bunch of the stage stuff up, right? All of a sudden, on the main stage area, these holes open up, and trees grow out of them.
Okay.
Like, when I say that, they just don't raise out of the ground. They literally grow. And they're like paper mache fucking origami trees, right? But they unfold upwards, and there's like 4 of them on the stage.
Okay.
And then when they're done with those, they refold back into the stage.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's wild, dude. But part of that song with the trees is this, like, again, I wish I could remember what song it was. I'm not well versed in the names of all her songs. But she comes out in this like robe, and it looks like a fucking like a witch ceremony, dude. Like, she's like, there's fog on the stage, and then her backup dancers come out, and they have robes, but they have these orbs, and the orbs are glowing orange.
Okay.
And as they walk on the stage, beams of like ember fire follow the orbs as they move around. And it's not staged, it's literally following them, because as they spin, it spins. So it's either the greatest choreograph ever, or there's some kind of motion tracking that's real time putting animation on the screens.
Probably almost be easier to do motion tracking.
Then, yeah, exactly, because if someone mess up, right? Later on, there's another song they're doing where the backup dancers come out on bikes that are all glowing neon, and tracers follow them on the stage as they're riding.
That's cool.
Oh, it was wild, dude. And that's just like some of it. It was so crazy, dude. Like, they had full on sets. Like, with the opening one of the first songs she did is called The Man.
Mm-hmm.
And they have like an office building set up. And she walks up 3 flights of stairs to her office.
Literally like watching a music video.
Yeah, dude. It's wild, dude. Yeah. And then during Lavender Haze, if you've never seen the video, which you probably haven't, it's there's a dream sequence in it, and where there's like these clouds that light up.
Mm-hmm.
The backup dancers came out with clouds on rollers that lit up to the music, like they pulsated with it, and then they used them to dance. It was fucking wild, dude. I was like, this is crazy. And then they raised Taylor up on one of the platforms in the middle of the clouds. It was I was like, this is so bonkers, dude. It was so crazy.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was like there's, bro, what a fucking stage production. First off, but wow, dude, like they really like, hey, we got to do something. We got stadiums, we're filling stadiums, like, which is crazy because like I have to look up the capacity difference between like State Farm, which is the Cardinal Stadium, and like SoFi Stadium in LA. Well, technically it's in Inglewood, but splitting hairs. SoFi is one of the newer stadiums. It's where the Chargers and the Rams play. Okay. I know it's weird that I know sports stuff.
It is very weird.
But when we were in LA, well, when we were in Inglewood for Harry Styles last year, he played at the Forum, which is where like the Lakers and shit used to play, and the Clippers and all that stuff before they moved to LA proper. Anyways, it's a very large venue. It holds probably 50 or 60, no, maybe less than that, but a bunch of thousands of people. Anyways, it's a very large arena. It is dwarfed by the size of SoFi Stadium. Like if you
SoFi Stadium holds 70,240 seats.
Oh shit, that's gonna be so many more people because that floor is massive.
What is Cardinal State Farm?
State Farm, yeah. I think they said State Farm attendance was like 70,000 people per show when she was here.
Capacity. So opening unobstructed views. Okay, so here it says that there are unobstructed views for 63,400 fans, with the ability to expand to 73,000 for mega events.
Yeah, and you got to remember the floor, pit as some people call it, general admission, whatever, was massive because the stage was not taking up the whole thing, but like they were surrounding it. So there's that people too, and then there was people all the way up to the roof, dude. Like, the one photo I sent you guys, the panoramic one.
Was that panoramic?
Yeah. Was just, bro, dude, that shit was crazy. Like how many people were just there, and then the other cool thing too is I don't have it in here, but they gave everyone wristbands. And so you put them on, and they're cool because they're not like wristbands you get from like other places where they're like you put them on, they're on there for good, and then you take them off, and then you have to cut them off yourself. These are like resizable, reusable ones, but they light up, and they sync to the music.
Really?
So during the show, the audience lights up to the songs.
Wow.
Yeah, and they change colors. There's two little LEDs in it, and they pulsate differently in different colors. Like it's wild. And they're not assigned to your seat. They just hand you random ones, so they've got to be obviously near field technology for where you're sitting. I don't know how they fucking do it, but they did it, and it was spectacular. Because at one point, I have a video of it. She's singing, and I have a video of her, so you can see the crowd and the video monitor, and you can watch the bracelets pulsate up, pulsate down, and then change colors during the song. And then at one point, one of the songs, which I think was during Lovers, I remember, giant stadium-sized hearts were created in the crowd by the bands, by the wristbands.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so like when you look at it, the bowl portion of the arena, right, the stadium, giant stadium level sized hearts just showed up in the stage in those fans because of the wristbands. Wow. It's fucking wild, dude. I was like, this is crazy.
The amount of technology going into that show is amazing.
Yeah, dude. Like this is like she's really pushing the fucking the program, dude. Like she is like the stuff that was happening. This like full on, like I said, stage dressings for the songs. So this is called the Eras Tour. If you don't know, what the Eras Tour is, it's literally all of her albums. So she does, it's like a best of from all her eras. Mm-hmm. So she starts off with a couple songs that aren't really from the beginning of her career. Then she basically does a bunch of songs from different albums all the way up to the current stuff. And every time they do that, they change the set dressing. So her album Folklore, they had a fucking cabin built
Nice.
that came out on stage that she could walk up, and she did a song on the roof of.
Oh wow.
It was crazy, dude. Like, when I say that she walks up, it's literally like a flight of stairs up, and then inside the building there's another set of like serpentine stairs.
Mm-hmm.
And there's like a built-in microphone stand. Like, it was crazy. I was like, this is so elaborate. And it just disappears after those songs are done. It just goes back into the stage thingy. I was like, this is wild. Like, what's happening here? Yeah.
Sounds like it has to be one of the most expensive stage performances ever.
Bro, dude, fireworks. They had the sparkly fire like waterfall thing at one point on stage. They shot flames up inside of a building. We're inside the stadium, closed roof, and multiple jets of fire. It was hot, dude. Those are some real big flames.
Wow.
Yeah, dude, it's crazy. It was mind blowing how much production literally went into this. And like how they choreographed like her outfit changes was aren't just like, oh, put on a different dress. She's wearing like bodysuits. Some of them have like, which was one. I think it was during the Red album. I don't remember, but it's like this snake outfit where like it's a one-leg jumpsuit, like one arm's covered, one leg's covered, and opposite, and there's a red snake that goes up her body on the jumpsuit, and that was like in between other ones. Then she did a costume change on the stage.
Wow.
She was wearing a dress. They start this other song, and the dancers have umbrellas, and they cover her up. And when they uncover her, the dress is gone, and she's in a different outfit.
Okay.
On stage. It was crazy.
Wow.
I was like, where the fuck did that dress go? I was like, I get it. She took off, right? They covered her with it, but then it was gone. It wasn't on stage. Like, they dumped it down a hole. I was like,
Probably.
what the hell? Yeah, it was wild, dude. I'll show you the photos and stuff too, and I'll post them on the website so people can see them.
Right.
But
That
bro,
sounds interesting.
dude, is crazy, dude. I was like, this is the most elaborate thing I've ever seen, and I've seen a lot of concerts before, like in my life.
Yeah, you have.
Like, I thought the most elaborate stage production that I've ever seen was like 9 Inch Nails. Not the one. Well, the one you and I went to was pretty good.
Yeah.
But I've seen one where he had multiple screens and it had video played through it, like that synced up to like his music videos and stuff. And that was pretty crazy with the lights and the keyboardist with this thing. But this is a whole new level, dude. Like, and I thought Harry's was good because they did like video effects live on camera, like on the big screens. This, nothing compared to what Taylor did, dude. I was like, bro, Taylor coming out swinging, brother.
Well, you have to.
Yeah, when you're filling stadiums.
Right. So
But
you
she-
a Swiftie now?
I mean, I'm definitely close to it. I don't know enough of her songs to be say, oh, Swiftie, but I was impressed because it was like, not only did she play for 3+ hours,
Which is a feat of
straight,
its own.
but she's singing, dancing, costume changes, all that stuff. She's doing that all in like, there's no breaks.
And she did that 2 nights in a row, didn't she? Here in Arizona.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then because she has multiple dates in multiple cities. Actually, almost every
Yeah.
city has multiple dates, and they're all essentially sold out. But they're all in stadiums. She's playing here in State Farm. She's playing Allegiant Stadium in Vegas in a couple days. SoFi in California. She's playing the Arlington, which I believe is where the Cowboys play.
No idea.
Yeah, she's doing like, it's all stadiums everywhere. She's doing the Broncos Stadium in Denver for 2 nights. And that's an open stadium too. I know that because I've seen it. And that's a massive ass stadium. But dude, it's just wild, dude. It was just fucking crazy. Like, you
I'm
can't,
surprised you guys were also able to get tickets for so cheap.
bro, dude.
$120 a ticket?
No, $120 for both tickets.
Oh, I thought it was for for
No.
each ticket. I mean,
So
$120 per ticket for Taylor Swift, especially when it sounded like you bought it last minute. I was like, well, that's really impressive. But so $60 a ticket sounds like you just ran up, stabbed a dude, stole his tickets, and threw $120 at him.
bro,
Like,
our entire night, so the concert, the 2 tickets and parking, $155.
see, that blows my mind for a Taylor Swift concert that's been so hyped.
Bro.
Like, Harry Styles tickets were more expensive.
Yeah,
than
dude,
that,
we
weren't
paid
they?
more for one Harry Styles ticket than we did for both of our tickets combined for Taylor.
That blows me away.
So this is what happened, right? So we both got pre-sale codes because we signed up to get them. But as everyone knows, that fiasco just erupted and just melted the internet.
Ticketmaster, the whole Ticketmaster thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this weird because State Farm goes through SeatGeek for their tickets.
Mm-hmm.
So this went through SeatGeek for the State Farm shows.
Is SeatGeek still owned by Ticketmaster?
Yeah, but it's like a different site. It's still run by the same people, but like it's a different, like it's its own entity with inside Ticketmaster, the company.
Okay.
Anyhow, so it still had problems, right? Because people were just because the show here was the first of the tour.
Okay.
So it's their
first. Wow.
Yeah.
It's actually getting the beginning of a tour.
Yeah,
That's weird.
dude. It's what they actually get a lot of firsts here, which is weird. But so that was the first tour or first stop of the tour. But it's the first stop on an Eras tour, which is massive for the Swifties. But it's also the first tour she's been on in pre-pandemic.
Right. That's one of the reasons why I know that this tour is so big.
Yeah, like she has been on tour for like 7 years.
Yeah.
Well, crazy, right? Anyhow, so that was massive, right? Tickets were hard to get, and she was like, I don't want to hassle with them, blah blah blah, right? So she didn't worry about it. Then it ate in the back of her head, I want to be a Swiftie. I want to be a Swiftie. I want to be a Swiftie. Which I told her was going to happen. I was like, you should just try to get tickets.
Yeah.
Because then after the whole fiasco, they they fixed everything. They were reselling tickets that weren't sold properly. Because there's a whole bunch to it, anyways. And she didn't buy them. Comes down to about a month or so ago, she decided she wants to go. I was like, well, you have to buy fucking resale tickets now, which is gonna be more expensive, right?
Yeah.
So she was scouring for deals, blah blah blah. 2 weeks before the show, she has a lot of people, lots of scams she's dealing with. People are like photoshopping tickets, all sorts of fucking bullshit, right?
Again, what I would expect.
Yeah, exactly. Because Ticketmaster doesn't want to protect anybody. Or SeatGeek, same company.
Yes.
So she's been trying. Day of, the last time you can sell tickets to transition them from somebody is 4 hours before the show starts.
Damn.
Yeah. So she's getting disheartened because she can't find a good deal. She doesn't want to spend a whole lot of money. Like, she doesn't want to spend like a shit ton of money on this.
Right.
So she messages this one girl on Twitter like in the morning, like 9 o'clock. She never gets back to her. 4:30 rolls around. Doors opened at 4:30. Show starts at 6 something.
Okay.
I think 6 o'clock or 6:30. I can't remember. Anyways, she is disheartened. She's down in the dumps. She can't find tickets. Right? Not without spending like hundreds of dollars.
Right.
So finally, 4:30 rolls around. This girl messages her, says, "Hey, I still haven't sold these tickets. I really want to sell them to someone who cares about Taylor, not just somebody." She says, "I'll give them to you 100 for 120." Paige said, "I need 2." She's like, "Yeah, I have 2." She goes, "Okay, 120." So Paige is thinking $240.
Right.
Right? So she's like, they go back and forth. This girl is super awesome too. So what happened was she got COVID. She tested positive for COVID that morning.
Oh, that fucking sucks.
Yeah, dude. And her best friend didn't want to go without her.
Oh yeah.
Right? So, which is cool. Like, because I would have definitely gone without you. I'm just kidding. I would have
don't
found
care.
someone else.
Yeah.
So she was like selling the tickets. So Paige's like, all right, cool. So this girl was super awesome. She gave Paige her login info to log into SeatGeek to see the tickets were real.
Oh.
Which is wild.
That is wild. But then
Wild.
again, you can change the password.
Yeah,
at any
yeah,
time,
yeah.
But it's still trusting. Like, yeah. I
Yeah.
gotcha.
So then she even did one better. She transferred the tickets over to Paige and then had Paige pay.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Yeah, wild.
That's super cool.
And then it comes down to the fact that she's only asking $120 for both tickets.
Mm-hmm.
One of those seats sold before fees for $160.
That's what I would imagine, yeah.
Then you have all the fees on top, which is just madness. Right. So, like, we were like, what the fuck is happening? Like, we have these tickets. We're looking at them.
Right.
And she can't pull them back. Once they're transferred over, you can't pull them.
Just yank them, yeah.
Yeah. I was like, this is nuts. So Paige ended up giving her $130, just like, hey, extra $10 for being fucking cool as shit.
Right.
Right? Like, why not? So then we pre-bought our parking for $25. So for $155, we got to go see Taylor Swift in an obstructed view seat.
Wasn't that
but
bad, really?
Not really, no, not at all. It was like we sat in front of a giant screen so we could see it when she's on front and out of our view, like right there. But then, like, we could see the whole entirety of the bottom part of the stage.
Which I would argue if so much stuff is going on with just like the actual platforms of the stage, you can actually see the images and stuff that are being projected or shown there. So you almost have better seats than people that are lower down.
Yeah, and what's wild about that, the whole platforms too. So you would think, right? So the stage, right? It's surrounded. It's almost 360. Like there's very little that's not like seating. The back of the platforms have the images on them too. So it's not just the front part that faces the screen; it's the back half, because they know people are gonna be around, like fully around her, because they literally cover 80% of the around the front, the bottom of the T is the pit, and the seats obviously through the bowl. So like everyone's seeing everything from like every angle. The only part of the platforms that didn't have anything was the middle platform. Didn't have screens here. That was the only one that was ever up, like that was, I think, because that one goes below as well. The other ones don't. But there's the only part that didn't have screens on it. The other ones did. Like at one point where she's on, they have a whole line of them up. Probably we're talking like good 5-6 feet up. They have on the screens around her are her in other dresses, the same dress but different colors.
Oh, okay.
Singing and dancing with her. So she's on top of the platform, and then there's versions of her all the way around it.
That's weird. Okay.
Yeah, it was very, very weird, but like it was cool. And apparently, like a bunch of the Swifties are like, "Oh shit, there's an orange dress that she's never used orange on one of her dresses. That means there's a new album." I was like,
"Oh, Half-Life 3 confirmed."
I was like, "What the fuck?" But dude, okay, so this is the crazy part, right? I didn't know much about Taylor Swift going into this, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know if it was. I guess it was during the pandemic. So she released 4 albums since the pandemic started.
Oh, really? I didn't know that either.
4, dude. Crazy, right? Not only that, so she released 4 full-length albums that all have different sounds to them. She also re-recorded her first 6 albums.
I knew about that
as
because of the whole
Taylor's
controversy
version
behind that.
Yeah, right? To get their rights back for them.
Exactly.
So in the span of 4 years, this young lady created 4 brand new albums, rewrote and re-recorded her first 6 albums. That is 10 recorded albums in 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
Granted, only 4 of those are new.
Right.
But she rewrote and re-recorded all of the other songs from her other albums.
Mm-hmm.
That is so much work.
I will say when I was never much person to listen to Taylor Swift, and the only song that I've ever listened to is the one that I Prevail covers. But after, a few years ago, when that whole controversy about her original albums and her not owning the rights to them, but she wants to own the rights to them, and I still can't remember like all the details about that, but the amount of respect that I have for her and the amount of work ethic that she has is astounding.
Yeah.
And the fact that she went back, she re-recorded all that stuff, and is like, now here are the better recordings, because obviously technology has gotten better since then. So she's released all the new versions of these songs, and she's like, these are the better songs. Don't go listen to those ones, because the studio owns those ones, and they're going to be the crappier versions of it. Listen to these better ones. And the fact that now that I find out that she's released 4 albums within the last year at the same time while doing that, and then these stage performances that she does, it's just like this, like, she knows how to just work.
Bro, dude, I'm telling you, it's fucking wild, dude.
Mm-hmm. And I have a lot of respect for that. That is amazing.
Yeah, and like on Red, the album, the last one she released as Taylor's version, she redid a song, and it's a 10-minute song, a 10-minute version.
Okay, damn.
And during the concert, she plays that 10-minute version.
Damn.
Yeah, dude, it's crazy, dude. All Too Well is the name of the song, if people want to look it up. But it's like, it's just, it's mind-blowing, too, because, like, Red, Taylor's version, has 30 songs on it.
Damn.
And then it has a message from Taylor, which is like basically her like talking about the album or whatever. But there's like and they're not all different songs, I should say that. But there's her versions, and then there's like acoustic versions of some of the songs. It's crazy, dude. It's fucking wild. So yeah, so she released where's that? Lover, Folklore, Evermore, and Midnights are all 4 brand new albums. They came out 2019, 2020, 2020 for Evermore as well. 2022 for Midnights. So like, just, bro, dude, wild. That girl just released shit like unbelievable. So and then I guess like the like she's released Fearless as Taylor's version and Red as Taylor's version, and then the other ones are slowly coming out. So like Speak Now will be out, and then the self-titled will be out, and I think 1989 is going to be released too, because I think it's one of the early ones too that she doesn't own the technically recorded rights to. So pretty bonkers of like the gathering of the Swifties is insane. So I don't know if other cities are doing this, or this was just a thing for the first 2 stops of the tour, or the first beginning of the tour here in Glendale. But the city of Glendale renamed themselves for a week.
Swift
City, and Google Maps showed it.
No, it didn't.
It did.
I didn't think that anything would change.
Bro, Apple Maps didn't. Like, it's not on the phone, but like Google Maps changed it to Swift City. So if you look at where Glendale's at, it said Swift City.
I don't know what to say about that, because on the one hand, like, it was only just supposed to be a symbolic haha gesture, which was like, okay, that's fine. But when Google Maps actually changed, my worry is that people would be confused, especially if you've never been to Glendale before, and you're like, okay, I need to go to Glendale, and then suddenly, like, fucking, you don't see Glendale, you see something called Swift City.
Yeah.
Comes up. It depending on how they implemented it, I could see there might be confusion with it. And that would have been my worry.
And in Glendale, they put up signs that look like the green road signs that said Swift City on them.
Okay, that's taking it even further.
In the whole they did like a pop-up town type thing in parts of Glendale, like in Westgate and stuff, that were like all like basic gathering of the Swifties.
Sounds like they did more for Taylor Swift than they did for the Super Bowl.
Bro, dude. And it was way more organized than the Super Bowl, too. Other than parking, because parking at State Farm is atrocious in general.
It's atrocious, no, in general.
And for some reason, this state doesn't believe in parking structures, so, like...
No, like, everything has to be flat, open, and out in the sun. Like,
so
it doesn't
dumb.
make sense.
You can cover covered parking. Like, you can do covered parking. That'd be fine, too.
That? No, man.
No. No, that'd be too easy and smart.
Yeah, you know, parking structures to fit more people in a given area.
Yeah, without taking up the more room. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Like I get tailgating, right? You can't really do tailgating in a parking structure because like fires and shit, whatever,
No,
right?
but you can have a tailgating area.
You could have a whole front of your stadium that's not covered by parking structures.
Yeah.
That's flat parking. You can do that. You can sell people tailgating passes, right? But
Yeah,
for people who
which
just
you
want to
do.
show up and fucking go, you can have parking structures on the back half that nobody gives a fuck what the back of the stadium looks like.
Or really that because it's a whole area down there. If you're not a football or a sports fan, you don't realize that, oh shit, there's a sports game going on right now. You know, all the parking is taken up by sports. To hell, if I wanted to go see a movie down there, I would never really want to go see a movie at the AMC down there. But still, some people do.
Yeah. Some people like bed
It'd be
bugs.
really
and
awful
shitty
if you
bathrooms.
picked a day that there was some sporting event down there. Not the Coyotes anymore. That they don't play in that stadium anymore. I wonder what they're going to do with that stadium now.
All right, now it's just music videos and other things. I think because they do like, they do some concerts there. But I don't know what else they're gonna do there because it's not big enough to do like monster trucks, right? Because it's a hockey stadium.
Yeah, no.
I know they do. Well, I know they do when they do like the Disney on Ice shit. That's where they go. Which is
that comes around like what, once a year
yeah,
maybe? I don't know.
maybe like that. Yeah.
Once every 10 years.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know what Glendale's gonna do with that fucking thing. It's now has another name though, which I didn't realize.
Yeah, no, it's not jobbing.com anymore.
Uh,
Just like the Phoenix Arizona Cardinal Stadium was originally University of Phoenix Stadium. Now
Yeah.
it's State Farm.
yeah.
I can
It's
never keep up with any of this stuff, and I hate it.
Desert Diamond Arena.
Desert Diamond Arena.
Yeah, I think is what it's called. Yeah, I didn't know that until we drove by, and I was like, "That has a different name."
What happened to jobbing.com?
Yeah, I was like, "What the hell?" Well, didn't it become like Gila River Arena at 1.2?
I honestly don't know. I had the discussion with somebody at work like a few weeks ago where I have absolutely, granted, I don't follow the Suns or the Diamondbacks as closely as I used to in the past, but I have no idea what the stadiums are called now. Like, I know what they were called when I either initially watched that sport or when the stadium was first built. Like the Diamondback Stadium was Bank One Ballpark, so it's the Bob, and it forever will be known as the Bob to me because I think it's called Chase Field now, but how many different name changes has it gone since then? I have no idea because it's Bank One Ballpark to me.
Yeah.
Same thing with jobbing.com. I have no idea what other names it has. It's jobbing.com Arena, University of Phoenix Stadium, Miracle West Arena. I have no idea what that's called now.
I'm trying to see if I can find a list of all the names. Yeah, it was called the Gila River Arena at one point.
For like what, half a season?
Maybe something like that. Yeah. Oh wow, actually just recently. So it was called the Glendale Arena from 2003 to 2006. Then it was jobbing.com Arena from 2006 to 2014. Then Gila River Arena from 2014 to 2022. And I guess just recently, it was switched out to being called the Desert Diamond Arena. So, boom. Boom. Interesting. Anywho. So the gathering of the Swifties was bonkers in general. Because, like, all week, like, the couple days beforehand, I think starting, like, that Wednesday or Tuesday, they started doing things where you could go and, like, they had photo ops for, like, different stuff that was related to Taylor. They had a whole, I think, Thursday, little area of, like, shops that were just selling food items that were named after stuff from Taylor. And like they were like fans were organizing to show up in like outfits.
Wow.
Bro, it's crazy, dude. Like they're like you hear about the power of the Swifties, right? They literally are ridiculous. Like cuz Paige was telling me beforehand like a couple days before there's a fan project. And the fan project was you basically go on and you look at this chart and then you say where your seat's at. And they give you a download to make your screen a certain color. then during certain songs, you will hold your phone up with that color, and so the crowd would light up that color.
And that's completely a fan-made thing.
Yep. But then Taylor went even further and made those bracelets.
Right.
That negated
Just
that whole
officially
thing.
do it.
Officially do it. I don't know, and obviously they didn't whip that together like overnight. So like whatever.
God,
right?
no. Whoever an IT tech guy would just be like losing his mind trying to put together that type of stuff, and then just to spin up the manufacturing of it would be insane,
bro. And these are like nice little fucking like. They have resizable clips on them. Yeah, we
turn it in.
No, we keep them. Yeah. Yeah, COVID era, they're never taking those things back.
That's true, COVID era. That's right. They wouldn't be taking it back. But
yeah,
the amount of money that they'd have to be putting into just those bands alone to print out 70,000 a day. Like, gee, like where would you store that?
Bro, trailers on trailers on trailers of stuff in that parking lot, dude.
Yeah, so you would have to be in there, and then you'd probably be replenishing it at least a couple times.
Then get this shit. Swifties are insane, right? Merch sales. So they started
just as ridiculous as Harry Styles though, like $70 a t-shirt.
Bro, no, it was actually cheaper for a lot of the stuff.
Wow.
But I thought Harry fans were insane because they would open the merch at the areas when he was doing the residencies, like 15 shows at one place, whatever, right? Mm-hmm. They would open the merch on days that there wasn't concerts. You could go buy merch, right? But that's what happens when you're there for 2.5 or 2 weeks or whatever, right?
Right.
Or well, not 2 weeks. It's multiple weekends throughout, whatever, right? Taylor's obviously only here for 2 days, for shows. So the merch was there. People, dude, bro, I didn't believe this until I watched TikToks on it. There was Swifties flying in to buy merch. They weren't going to shows here. They were going to shows somewhere else. But they wanted to get the merch beforehand.
Merch.
Bro. Flew in.
Think they're going to run out of merch?
They did. Because of those people. Like, there was a crew neck that Paige wanted to get that she saw online. Sold out before we even got there.
That sucks.
Yeah, dude. Like, even online it was selling out. You could buy these online. And people were flying to Glendale or Swift City, Arizona, to buy it. So they could have it for their show.
That's ridiculous.
Bro, dude, I did not believe it until I literally watched a TikTok of a girl talking about her and her friend flying here just to buy merch, take pictures in front of the State Farm, and then flying home.
That's ridiculous. If you got the tickets in where you're going to go, just get it where you're at so that people that are here can also try and get that merch.
Bro, I'm telling you, it's fucking crazy, dude. Like, I knew of people
just have so much money they don't know what to do with it. I'm going to fly to Phoenix. Granted, depending on where you're flying from, it might be relatively cheap, like $60 for a one-way or something like that. But still.
But to buy a fucking t-shirt?
If you have that much time to literally buy a ticket, fly down, drive to downtown, or not downtown, but drive to Glendale, pick up a shirt, which, how much were shirts? What, $40 probably?
Yeah, $40, $45, something like that,
yeah. Yeah, that sounds about right for a band shirt at the concert. Take pictures, and then what? Probably leave somewhere else, go somewhere else, and then fly back home.
Yeah, dude. Fucking crazy, dude. I was like, what the hell? Because I knew of, like, with the whole, like, Harry Styles thing in L.A., at least, I know probably in other places too, there were people going multiple shows, which is insane.
Yeah.
Insane. Multiple cities, which is insane. But then there was, like, people driving from the surrounding areas to buy merch, which is a little less insane than flying to another state.
Right.
You know, you live in California. L.A. is not really centralized. It's more
but that's
southern.
where you can get the stuff, and so you drive down there and you get it. You're not flying.
Drive a couple hours.
Another city where there's going to be a concert.
Yeah.
You live there.
Yeah, it was bonkers. I was like, what? Sure enough, dude, she found a video of it, and I was like, why? I mean, maybe I don't love a band enough to fucking fly to another state just to buy merch.
I don't love a band enough just to go buy merch.
I mean, we've driven to other states to go see shows, Like we
Yeah,
saw
we
Rise
have.
Against and Deftones.
And I still didn't buy any merch there.
Yeah. And I've flown to like Chicago to go to a festival. You know, whatever. But like, just flying to another state to buy some merch for a show you're not going to there is insane.
Yeah.
Bro. Dude, I'm telling you. Fucking wild, dude. These kids,
Sounds like it.
they are something else, man.
But it sounds like you had a good time.
It was a great time.
And no problems whatsoever. Just getting there, getting parked, and then just having fun, and then.
Oh, and parking was a nightmare too, just because waiting and we were in traffic, trying to get parking for an hour and a half.
Damn.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
So you guys like cut it close to like the start of the concert.
Oh no, we didn't see the openers. We got there
Oh.
right before Taylor hit the stage.
Okay, well that's what I still mean. Like,
Yeah.
not seeing the openers is something a lot of people say. Like, granted, I've never seen you like intentionally sit there and say, yeah, I don't want to watch the openers. Like, you go to a concert, we watch the openers.
Yeah.
Some of them end up being really bomb to actually watch. But at least you got there in time to see Taylor
Yeah.
Swift take the stage. Yeah.
Yeah, we were getting to our seats as she came out on
Who did
stage.
she
So.
like who wins the lottery and opens for her? Like, seriously.
So on our dates, we had Paramore.
Oh, god damn, that's like an actual band.
Yep. And then so there was a girl named Gail. She's actually a Nashville native, which is where Taylor's from.
Okay, yeah, she's promoting local. That's
Yep.
cool. Well, not local, but local. Her
Yeah,
local.
yeah. And she had a song that blew up on TikTok. It was as well as radio play probably too, but I don't listen to those radio stations, so I wouldn't know.
Right.
But so she I didn't know her name. Like I knew Gail because it was on there, but Paige had to tell me who she was, and she played the song. Oh, that's who that is. Okay. Like I would have been like, oh, that's Gail's song, whatever. She she explained who it was. And then Paramore was like the in between. And when Taylor came out, she actually thanked them. It was pretty cool. She said, I want to give a round of applause to our opener, a Nashville native that I find, I see promising future for, or something like that. Gail, and everyone's applauding. And then she's like, one of my favorite bands of all time, so happened to have him here to play the shows with us, is Paramore, and the place goes fucking apeshit or whatever, right? And I was like, oh yeah, I forgot you're young. That could actually be one of your favorite bands. I was like, shit, alright.
How old is she?
32?
Okay.
Yeah. 32, something like that. Yeah, 30. I think she's a couple handful years older than Paige in everything, I think. If I'm not mistaken. Anyways. Yeah, so I was like, what? And then I was like, oh, that's right. Paramore's been making music for like 20 years, so that actually makes sense. Taylor's been making music for 17 years.
That for some reason feels like it should be longer, but yeah.
Yeah, dude. Well, I mean, she's pumping out fucking an album a year for the last 4 years, plus re-recording all that shit.
But that's what I mean, I guess. Like, it sometimes takes bands like 3 years to come out with an album, and she's just pumping these things out. And they're actually, I don't listen to them, but I'm sure they're pretty good.
Yeah, she got some bangers on there, dude. Like, that show was just like nonstop, and I knew not all the songs, but I've heard a majority of them, and I knew the choruses or whatever, right? And of course I know Blank Space because I Prevail.
That's the name of that song from I Prevail. Yeah. They covered.
Yep. And I know some of the songs from 1989 because Ryan Adams, not Brian Adams, Ryan Adams,
yeah.
Recorded that whole album as his own. Which I guess they're friends or they know each other. I don't know how that whole worked out. I can't remember when that first came out. He recorded it like all his style. So I knew like Bad Blood and Blank Space off that as well. Not as well as I only listened to them a few times, but bro, dude, Swifties go wild. Like intros to a song start and that place erupts.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Dude, yeah. Like it was crazy. Crazy. All right, anything else you want to talk about?
Nope.
All right. Well,
Nothing else really important happened this week, as far as I'm concerned.
boom. Then I guess we will wrap it up.
All right.
This has been Comes Naturally. We have been
Joe,
I've been Cody, and usual. You fuckers just came naturally.
bye.